All right, so chapter 690 here with Draco and Twale. This is
Popping,
a
what's popping?
Yo,
this is a pretty decent chapter. I mean, nothing too crazy. I like the beginning of it for sure, but after that, it's kind of like just going through the motions of dealing with the situation, just to make it seem like the numbers didn't have no effect or they didn't matter as much as they should have. Because with him having this big of a numbers advantage, there should have been something to this effect where not a walk in the park to deal with the after effects even after you kill him. So it was necessary in that sense, and it was like enough cool tidbits in there so it didn't seem like a drag to go through. But yeah, like other than the beginning, it was kind of just decent chapter. We got a nice little cliffhanger at the end. But yeah, what'd you guys think about it?
honestly, bro, I like in the beginning of the chapter, I just really fucks with the way Shin. It kind of was like a slam dunk the way he fucking killed this dude, like the way he grabs the glaive midair and just slams it down. Son, that was the best to me. That was the best part of the whole chapter to me. I ain't gonna lie.
See, I don't,
Like
I don't watch basketball, so I don't know the best analogy. But you know, B-Hay is whoever. Maybe he's Shaq and he's throwing the alley-oop to Kobe, or maybe the other way around.
It's the other way around, but yeah.
Yeah, you
Oh
know,
my God.
she needed the help. Afa.
Dudes would be saying that. Like,
I'm gonna be saying that.
I'm tight that you call B-Hay Hecky.
Oh, I called him heck. Oh, whoops.
He said Hecky threw him the assist, and I'm like, wait, what?
Yo, he threw him the assist from all the way across the
I
fucking
was
borders, bro.
saying
That's how much of a
Ponzi-
fucking goat
Ponzi.
heck he is. Am I right, BDV? That's how much of a fucking goat he is. But yeah, continue.
Oh my God! But yeah,
Wait,
other
actually,
than
before that, let me just say one thing.
that, like
I almost
like you said, it was just a pretty standard chapter.
You
oh, I know what you're gonna say. I know what you're gonna say.
Yep,
Go-
yep. So
yeah. Oh,
this
nigga,
bitch ass
little
motherfucker,
bitch ass nigga. Yeah.
Connor Shirar, retarded ass name by the way, just saying. But Connor Shirar said on my most recent video, underrating Otawa, her portrayal is next level, and this is something I was like, okay, I mean, I don't really see where you're getting this from, so I said, what portrayal? That's all I said. And this guy's such a pussy that just the thought of getting challenged on his opinion, he just wants to talk his shit on my comment section. But as soon as he gets challenged, already deletes his comment, hoping I don't remember his punk ass name so he can say some other punk ass shit in a later video maybe, and then I don't challenge him this time. I don't know, but you a bitch, man. You a bitch. Yeah, go ahead.
Damn, bro, I forgot my whole point after that. Like, goddamn.
It's too powerful of a message, right?
Yeah, nah, you just went after that nigga whole, like, goddamn, bro. Just went after that man's life. Shit, I really forgot my whole train of thought. Oh, the fight. So the ending part, like when he's dying and he was like, yeah, like killing me was the best, and I don't get him. Like I thought I understood him, but I don't
Not
get
that
him.
guy.
Yeah, like I just don't get it. Like,
Yeah.
like what, my nigga? Killing you was the best. Like Shin kind of trolls him. Is like, yeah, it was. It's like it felt great. And it's like, no, dumbass. Like, stop being stupid. Like even in death, you're like stupid. Like I don't.
See, I saw that very differently. I actually really like this moment because he was always talking. Well, I say always, but it was in one chapter. For one single chapter, he was talking about like the way of things, how everyone, even himself, is kind of like irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. Whatever happens. Just deal with it accordingly. Like you can't really change things. So just accept what's happening. That's kind of like the message he was giving off. So the way I see it is like, even him dying, it's kind of like that whole he's okay with anything that happens, and he's kind of like trying to get Shin to see his side of things. He's like, oh, killing me was very exciting. Oh, you really like that. Oh, so I kind of see this like Rin Shoujo's moment where he wanted to unify, of course, because he's from Zhao, and of course his people not being the ones that get defeated, that would be ideal for him. But he believes in his philosophy so much that even if him and his people were to get fucked, they all die, whatever. Not literally every single citizens, but like large majority of the army, good portion of the population maybe become slaves or whatever. Like not a fate you would ideally want, but he just believes in unification so much that he's like, regardless, as long as it happens, whoever the victor is, like fuck it. I'm just glad that it happened. I think I kind of related to that where to him it's like regardless of who wins, the pledges of war, the pain of war, like all that shit. like it's still a beautiful thing in itself. So you should just be happy that you got to kill me, you got to experience that pleasure. And I guess he was kind of like content with, all right, I mean, I died. There's no point in sulking over it. I guess that's his overall like viewpoint of it. And I like how Shin responded, where I think he like pities him so much that he's like, well, if this motherfucker is like such a low down like sad ass motherfucker,
I'm gonna give him the answer he wants to shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you like feel good about yourself before you die like a dog, like before I feed you to the dogs, and then after you die, I'm gonna tell you you're a dumbass. I kind of like that. Like he didn't like him, but he still had some empathy for him in a sense. That's the impression I got.
Yeah, I felt good. No, that's some Kobe covers and shit. But yeah, I felt I agree with your assessment. It was it was kind of dope to see. It
just shows how true he is to his ideology. Even if it goes against him, he's still all for it.
Yeah, it's not like he's not a poser. Basically, he truly does believe the stuff he's saying, which is dope. Regarding my opinion of the chapter, I really liked it the same way you said. The beginning parts were dope, and then I really liked how they didn't like negate the numbers. It was still like like she even said, we can't even celebrate. We have to do this, that, and the third. Kyoga had to come in with a nice flank. I could came with the Gigi, cut a nigga's head off. And then I was like saying, yo, this is the first time they paraded a dude's head on the battlefield, and I'm like, that makes sense. They were trying to lie about the fact that he was dead.
Died.
Yeah. So they had to. It wasn't like anything.
That plus this isn't an enemy that Shin overly respects, so it's something that he can be like, yeah, I can deal with this. Go ahead. But man, like after how much I hyped him up, seeing his head on a pike is like some meme-worthy shit, man. I'm not gonna lie, that shit was funny.
I'm telling you, y'all niggas like Bozo's hyping him up.
I mean, we wasn't really hyping him up. We was just giving respect to his skills.
I want him to live and shit. Like, relax, man. He cut out.
Bro. I did want him to live past this battle. I ain't gonna hold you. But given the aspect of the battle, he couldn't live. Like, I get it. But really quick though, I just want to say something about his like lieutenant. It like from my point of view, it seemed like they didn't really have that great of a fucking relationship. Considering how like when this nigga died, he's literally questioning like, aren't you the general? Like what was that about? Like right before Kakin killed him, he's like, what do you like? I don't know. It just seemed like him and his men, like at least him and that lieutenant dude wasn't that close.
Maybe, yeah. I guess what he was implying is like, if you're gonna be so cocky that as the general you're gonna put yourself in danger, then you better be a fucking monster. You better not go down. Like, you better be that fucking powerful that you have the right to be cocky. And he's like, wow, you died? Like, the fuck?
Yeah, that is true. Like if you're gonna go up there, like you're not that guy, then yeah, he was surprised about that. Like he was strong, like he was that guy, but he really wasn't. I mean, but unfortunately, he came across like beast like Shin.
Beast like BA.
Yeah, but still, like it all goes back to the like every chapter we talk about, like why isn't this dude putting respect on Shin's name? This guy just killed Hulk, and at the end of the day, it came down to him not putting respect on Shin's name, and he died.
Hey, I mean,
yeah.
He was strong enough for it to be justified.
Yeah, true about not strong. Yeah, he did fuck up Shin, but not strong enough. Yeah, he just fell short. But going back to what I was saying about the chapter, I also really liked the way they were giving Ohan credit, like because Bozo's out there trying to say, oh, he took an L again, he had to get saved by him again. Hard really had to tell you like it was really off Ohan's back that they won this, even though he did get beat up. He weakened them for him. And I know Twilight has a different opinion on that, but like Shin himself, word of his mouth in his monologue in his head, he said that. So I don't know whether they dispute really.
And he already said this before, so he's like reaffirming it just to reaffirm it.
Who?
Shin. He already said, I think it was like 2 chapters ago or something like that, where he gave Ohan the credit, and me and Twilight talked about it. Unless it was in spoilers, I don't know.
I don't remember exactly.
It might have been when we was talking about the spoilers. But my whole thing is like, not in series. Yes, Uhon's gonna get credit. That was like, it was the debate between us as like who played the biggest role. And if you add up the things that everybody has done, it's still the High Shin unit.
Yeah,
they still had this.
Yeah.
But bro, you're still, aren't you arguing that Conky's role is still the biggest? That
Well,
whatever
let's not
Conky
get to
is
that
gonna.
because like obviously it's gonna be the biggest eventually, but like at this moment now, yeah, Shin did the most.
You
You
know what I'm
know?
saying? Shin is gonna. I'm saying overall, like at the end of the war, like Conky's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
get the most accolades,
yeah.
but
You're
Shin is
fucking
gonna be.
tripping off that. You're tripping off that. Like you smoking the pack. Like finest shit right there for that comment. There's no way how do you think that. I don't understand how he was a piece. The same way Moten was able to stall
Mm-hmm.
out Kiswe and Bati and shit for as long as he did, allowed the High Street
Mm-hmm.
unit and Akko to do their thing in the right without worrying about like Osen being fucking flanked by Kiswe, like they have to negate some of their troops to help him or something like that. Like niggas he did his role. He did an awesome task. Like he got away 5 for 5, like 25 points. He went crazy. But then that's still a role that he had to achieve that will open up Conky to do what he had to do. And the thing is crazy, Conky had no like that was all part of his calculations. He fucking knew that was gonna happen. He knew he was gonna move people there. Like all of it is gonna come together as we see it eventually when the chapter comes out. But if it's Conky, like what's his name, setting up this whole bait for him to move, and then he uses Shin at the right time to like win Ikkyo, and that opens up his shit. The little smile at the end, him moving him ends up being his fatal mistake. I feel like there's still 7 steps left. So if 7 steps after are all super dope steps, yes, Shin fucking doing that opened up those 7 steps. That doesn't mean he did the most. Like Kanki had to do a lot of shit to get to that point. You know, at least how I see it happening. It cannot like if it ends up just being Kanki. He moved 5,000. Kanki raided the HQ and killed him. That's it. And then maybe you're right. But then still, Kanki had to like think about all that shit beforehand as well. And like if it's more intricacies to it, nuances as Jonkins loves that word. Then yeah, I'll give credit to Kanki.
There's something I will say that I do like how it seems like Shin's role is over. It might not be, but
I like that too. I was gonna mention that as well. Like I think, like remember how you were saying earlier that like
Mm-hmm.
it's like Shin is gonna have this thing where he tries to attack, but then he gets stuffed. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
this is the
That's
thing
what I
that's gonna
hope happens
happen.
here.
Yeah, he's getting stuffed here. Like he's getting stuffed by these 5K. This man can't even stand up. He has holes in him, right?
well, I
It
thought he
make
was gonna get past these guys and then lead another charge, and then that's the stuffing.
no. I think he's stuffed here at least momentarily just for
No,
Kanki to do his thing.
obviously now, but I'm saying beforehand.
Oh yeah. But I'm saying yeah. But it's still the same logic though. Like him getting stuffed before like so Kanki gets the actual
No, but it's
killing.
kind of different because right now, I mean, it is the same in a way because he's using his manpower to do it. But I was talking about like he's literally attacking Kocho as Kocho's moving, like attacking the forces Kocho has around him. You know what I'm saying? Like Kocho,
Yeah.
as he's fighting Kanki, he has to deal with Shin, and like Shin's playing a massive role in that specific battle between Kanki and
So
Kocho.
yeah, so like however it's turned out now that we both think he gets stuffed here, it actually means Kanki has to do more, which is dope, which I want to happen. Okay, so it was a good
Still
change.
doesn't change, but bro, it still doesn't change the fact that this man lost lost more than half his army.
I know, but
It's not his entire army, bro. Rhino's wing is now destroyed to the point where like it's just like, bruh, you know what I'm saying? Like the center was getting fucked from the beginning. The only people that like if Kanki needs help, the only where he's getting that help from is Osen or the High Shin unit.
yeah, but the thing
So
is, he don't need help.
so it's like
He got
that's what I'm
it.
saying. So like I'm saying, but you expecting Kocho? I mean, bro, if Kocho, all right. So this is the thing. This
No, don't
is
bring
what
me
we.
back to that.
No,
Like,
no, no, no,
Oh
no. Why
no!
not? Yeah. Because if Kocho gets bodied this easily, he's
easily,
trash. Like,
like
bro,
we
if
have to
Kanki
see the
pull,
plan, the nuances of it, as Junkin says. That was
Yeah,
good
I'm the
shit
only
after.
person that uses that word.
oh man, it's just
But like,
like I said. I
okay,
hope it's some dope shit. I really do.
it is looking like. I mean,
I,
we read the spoiler. I mean, not like a spoiler minute here, whatever. Like we read this, it's looking like the way they're trying to describe it is some dope shit, right? And then that's even like an overview of what Osen thinks, but even Osen can't read what Kanki does. So like we'll see what Kanki has to do, because like as the way it's looking like, even after all the shit he set up, it's still a long task. There starts to be steps to this. But the one thing I do like is that at the end of this chapter, they say that ends up being his fatal mistake, was like, which I kind of just read as it's about to be a bloodbath right here. Kaki about to go ham and kill this nigga. That's how I see it. In my obviously that's how obviously it's gonna happen. Kaki wins this, but like now it's looking like the D-Day is coming. sooner rather than later. Another thing that I wanted to mention to you guys that was kind of odd as fuck to me, knowing what happened, spoilers, is they said, like, I read the exact thing they said. When the coach people were talking, the center army and left army are swamped right now. We are spread thin. Swamped was what? If you're bodying the right, if you're bodying the center with like these niggas getting like one in between their legs, what are you swamped with? I don't understand that bit. Really? Like I don't like that. Kind of makes me think that maybe, which is I just don't understand it. What do you think about that? Because it does not make sense to me. That kind of like, jolted me.
Yeah, I don't remember that, but let's
get
wait
the
until the
panel.
chapter comes out so we get more context.
No, I'm talking about this chapter. That's what they said.
Oh, this chapter?
Yeah,
Did you say? Wait, what did you say the spoilers thing for then?
because like we know it's not the case because of the spoilers. Because we know what happened. There's no one in front of them. But then now they're saying they're swamped like a few minutes earlier.
Let me see the panel.
I posted it. And Dastardly Lair.
What is that? That doesn't exist.
My bad. Oh man,
On the
Fight
way.
Club. You know
Okay,
You talk
so-
about when they're reporting about the High Shin unit?
yeah, they're saying that. Yeah, they're on their way. The center army and right army is swamped. I thought you noticed that, Twilight. Because like, how are they swamped?
no,
They're bodying these
because
niggas.
they're not. No,
Okay.
they're swamped looking for Conky.
Oh, that is true. They're spread thin, looking for Conky. Yeah,
Right, they're looking for Conky. You know what I'm saying? And then the narrator says like they'll never find him. That's why they're swamped. Like they're not swamped in like in the terms of an actual battle. They're swamped mentally because they can't find a nigga. At least that's my take on it.
yeah, knowing the context that we know of the spoilers. But yeah, this is I don't know. I feel like that's fucked up though. We should like, mark this whole section spoilers or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not tagging this shit. So this is why I said if y'all want to talk about spoilers, we can do the video before this, but Jake will be the
and
type
then
of
Draco-
person to be like, no, and
I
then
say,
during the video, yeah, let's talk about spoilers.
I mean, I just brought her up. You know, like I'm too attentive. You feel me? I have to bring it up. But like either way, my whole point was that this is looking dope.
but it wasn't
that-
even a spoiler, my nigga. It happened in this chapter.
Yeah, but like we know that's not true. It's no point talking about it. Yeah, you are right. It happened this chapter. We didn't really spoil y'all niggas. But
Jake will be
Yeah,
like,
like-
all right, spoiler alert, what Conky's about to do is dope.
yeah, that's what I just did. Yeah, yeah. But like that's I think it's gonna be dope. And like this chapter really, I like the fact that they did that narrative box that like it kind of just like settles me a bit because it's about to be a bloodbath, and I think it's gonna be a convincing bloodbath. And even though like yeah, niggas want to give credit to Shin, I think that logic is very flawed in my opinion because he did take EQ whatever.
He came in, same.
But-
All right,
But if he stuffed him here, like yeah, he opened up something, but like we're gonna give everybody
opened-
that opened
no,
up
no,
the
no, no,
beginning
no, no.
play like
You
all the
can't-
credit.
you
Like I
can't-
don't know.
No. You cannot say he opened up something, nigga. He opened up everything. Like, stop it. This is why me and you get into it, bro. Think about the entire battlefield and what actually happened. Uhong got bodied and got saved. Due to his getting bodied, he gained some insight that Shin and them were able to capitalize on, right? Shin and them needed to save Uhong to begin with. So Uhong's insight is not like it does like his insight and him being saved are negated. So right there we're equal. We then capitalized and took the shit, killed the general, and we are now advancing, which then set up Conky's everything. The rest of Conky's army is getting bodied. For your sake, I hope the deserters are with Conky now. Like we said when they first deserted, the only way it works is if this is a Conky plan, but still, he left Rengoku and them to just die. That's fucked up.
He did it, bro. You guys be tripping, bro. Like he talked to Marin. He sent shit for Raito. He cares about his main niggas. Like don't ever worry about
Nigga,
that.
he left Rengoku. I'm saying if Conky's plan, like if the deserters were a part of Conky's plan, right? Like I said in the beginning, that's the only leeway that he would get. But if that is true, he deserted his two of his fucking inner circle. He deserted Rengoku and fucking Kokuo, bro.
Had to
So
be
you can't sit
convincing.
there-
It had to be
Right,
convincing.
but listen, but you can't sit here and say he cares if he then left 2 of the 4 in dire straits.
I'll tell you how he cares, right? It's like for example, I'm not even giving you an example. I just straight up tell you, the same way he knew the Shin and Ohan would be capable of taking the hill, and he positioned himself correctly to act as soon as it happened. Like he knew he just like was ready there. You know, he like around this time it's gonna happen, and it did happen, by the way. And then the same way he knows that the people that he works for are he knows what they're capable of. Like it's like he's a chess master, right? And he knows how much a pawn is worth and how much a horse can do for him. He knows his capabilities of his people. He's not gonna put them in a position where they will die and fuck up his plan. He'll just put them in that position they're about to like break or whatever. They're close to dying or whatever in terms of his plan, his original plan of making it convincing his deserters. Then yeah, then he will like pull him in. Same
Okay.
shit happened with Marin. Same shit happened when Rado was getting stuffed. He said something out there to him. Like he knows. Like he's guy. You're underestimating how much he's in tune with his people. Like he knows all
Listen
of
to
this.
what you. But again, listen, Draco. You gotta listen to what you're saying.
Okay.
He informed Maron and sent a fucking messenger to Raido. He didn't send any messenger to Kokuo. He
Yeah,
didn't
we
send
have
any
seen.
messenger to.
Yeah, I've seen that. We have
Okay,
seen.
but
Yeah.
okay. Let's
Regardless, you can assume that they can adapt accordingly to the situation.
Yeah, they're beast
they
people.
can
Like
adapt. They can adapt accordingly. My nigga.
If the adaptation is
lost
running,
it,
then
like,
yeah.
But yeah, okay. With like, okay, how many numbers do they have though, bro? That's the point. Like,
we'll
niggas want to
see.
talk
We'll
about it.
see
No,
soon.
no,
We'll see soon.
no. But this is my thing, right? Because niggas want to talk about it as if it's a chess game. But what niggas fail to understand is if this is a chess game, what would you consider Raido as a chess piece? A rook, a knight?
Yeah, I say like a
No,
knight or like
he's
a
not
rook.
a knight or a rook. Okay.
Yeah.
So you done lost one of your knights and your rooks. Fucking
Okay.
Uhon definitely had to be a knight or a rook. So
Yeah.
let's
Too.
just say
Yeah.
you lost both your rooks. And
Okay.
your bishops and Kokuo and Rengoku, they can't move at all. Right? So
Yeah.
you got a devastating queen in Shin. Because let's be real, that the high Shin unit is the queen in this shit.
Okay. That's
And
Cap Zeno clan as well.
well, isn't Zeno with Conky as the king?
Yeah, but the king can roll with the queen. Like they can, like she protects him. You know.
No, but I'm
That's the
saying
firepower.
I'm saying
I get what you say. Whatever. Continue.
I was saying, well, your art, like, nigga, as individual pieces, Zeno would be with Conky as his honor guard. You know what I'm saying? Like, Conky's not like, well, I don't know if Conky's going to fight himself, but even if he does fight himself, he's going to have a unit with him, and it's most likely going to be the strongest unit, which is the Zeno clan. You know what I'm saying? So,
And what's the strongest piece in the board?
the strongest piece on the
Queen.
board is the queen.
Yeah, so he has the queen with him.
No, nigga.
He does. Whatever.
Y'all are
does.
just making this shit more confusing. I feel like a
Thank you.
chess
I'm gonna say-
analogy is a terrible analogy.
I
But that's
didn't,
the
I
one
didn't
you
mean
just
to.
you
No, I didn't mean to
used
take
I'm
it
gonna
that
say-
way. I didn't mean to take it the way you were trying to take it. I was just trying to like use everybody on the board. My whole point was you know what a knight can do. Like you know what he's capable of. You know what a rook is capable of. You know what a bishop
Right.
can do for you at the position.
All right,
It's
and
the same
Druko,
thing.
you
Conky
understand.
knows what his people
But you
can do for him.
understand that if you ever play chess, my nigga, you know if you can't move, you know if your fucking bishops get locked and you can't move them, you can't control the board, they're useless to you. They get taken. Or they
You can always go backwards, play as we did.
in the terms of the army, Conky can't get his men back. That's my point.
I mean, we'll
You
see.
can't reverse time and say, yo, let me get those 30,000 bandit dudes that we just lost. Let me get them back for the next war. Let me get Raido back. Press the restart button on that nigga.
Now that Rado's his like I was seeing some people on Reddit and shit blame Conky for the Rado situation. Like I'm like, what
Bro,
the fuck are y'all on?
When you put your people in crazy ass situations where they have to do anything to survive, like
I get that right. I get that right. But like
you know what I'm saying? He didn't give Raido a plan until the very end.
Yeah, but then when he make a mistake?
When he got the kid.
After
at the very end.
I mean, he could have told him no matter what retreat, but I feel like it's reasonable.
Retreated. You know what I'm saying? He got the plan, retreated, and then on the retreat, there's like, yo, we got juicy shit, my nigga. We got this nigga's son. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, fuck it, I'ma capitalize on this. Killed the dude, but then took too long and you know what I'm saying, got captured. So it's like, I blame Raido for getting captured because it's like, my nigga, you had time to get out, niggas warned you. But then at the same time, it's like, he's a bandit. He wanted to capitalize and try to fucking, you know what I'm saying, do something. Can't really blame him for that.
But
Too
at the
much,
same,
anyway.
same time, capitalizing is doing the exact opposite of what Kanki said. So
Yeah, he told him
he is
don't do
disobeying
any risk.
orders. Like,
Yeah.
it's reasonable for him
Yeah.
to assume that Kanki just didn't expect this. And if he had this information, he would tell Ryder to do what he did. But at the same time, that's not the orders Kanki gave. I mean, you can make the argument that Kanki should have told him no matter what opportunity you see, retreat. That's the bottom line. Like, he could have said that,
Yeah,
then,
like, he
then
just
that
said,
would have,
"Don't
like,
be
gotten the
reckless."
message through. But I feel like, what he said is decent enough to where, I don't know, like, there's a lot of moments where people, they don't give the most, like, precise explanations or, like, commands to their
What they
subordinates. Yeah, and it ends up fucking them over. But generally, I just say that if someone goes against your orders, then I don't really blame the person that, that gave the right orders.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I think it's BS. People are blaming him for it. They're saying that they put him. The shit I heard, Jockeys was like he put him in a position where he had to, like, they were getting beat up and shit, so he had to make a play. That would have made sense if Homie did not recognize that. Kanki recognized that that's an understandable thing to do, but he straight up. That's why he told him during that exact moment. I know it's like I know you were thinking about doing this, but don't do it. And then he still did it. Like, it's
But
just
it's like,
But he didn't
when
really
he
say
did-
that though.
nah, I
What
was
do you
like,
mean?
all he
He
all
didn't
the
say
message
anything
was
about, like, oh,
right.
if you see an
all the
opportunity,
message
don't go for
was,
it.
don't be reckless.
I felt
all,
like
all we got of the message.
it was written in the thing, like, don't be reckless. That's still a reckless thing to do, knowing that, like,
That's debatable at best though.
because what did Ryder say? Like, we're retreating. Didn't he say that at the time? Like, yeah, we're retreating or something.
Yeah, but
Like,
he's
yo,
like, we're gonna kill a commander. We're gonna get him. We're gonna fuck him up really easily. And then no one's gonna. I mean, we can just run away. No one's gonna stop us. He didn't expect, homeboy to one shot him like that. You feel me?
It's still risky though to put
Right.
yourself in that position, like, as like it was. But I get what you're saying though. It wasn't distinct, which kind of makes me think that maybe it's like the whole thing where you tell like a kid, yo, don't go in that cookie jar, and he does it anyway. Cause now
Like,
all he's
in
thinking
Rhino's
about-
mind, he's like 90 to 10% chance this succeeds, and for him, that's like a 90% chance of success is not reckless. So he's like, yeah, I'm
but
gonna do
if
this.
Kanki himself, the most reckless nigga ever, is telling you don't even be reckless, I feel like that has more weight to it. But that's within the
I mean-
dynamic of their army.
I mean, yeah, he can like extrapolate however he wants out of what Conky's saying, but at the end of the day,
Kanki
you
should
know,
be more clear.
yeah, like Conky, you're the one that's saying he understands his pieces. Apparently not. Apparently he didn't understand Rhino well enough.
That's why I think it was kind of like he sacrificed him almost.
Nah.
I just want to. Yeah, I don't think Conky.
Maybe it's possible, but it's like
Wait, Druko. How are you arguing both things now?
No, I see both sides. Is my point. I'm not arguing both things. I think it's the first thing I argued, which is it's kind of on Rhino. Like, I see both sides, and it really
No, but I'm
depends on
saying,
how
like,
it works out.
But before you were saying Conky knows his men so well, he wouldn't do that. He wouldn't put them in a crazy position to die. And then you literally just said, what if Conky just, set him up to die?
I mean, obviously, knowingly, yeah, but like if he's knowingly setting stuff to die, they're probably gonna die, yeah. But like if he's knowingly not setting up to die, they probably won't die.
But no, but you literally said Conky wouldn't put his pieces. He wouldn't set his pieces up to die. You literally said earlier that the deserters were set up in a way that would, like, even though they deserted, Rengoku and Kokuo were never going to die. He would never put his pieces in a position to die. And now you're literally saying he might have put Raito in a position to die.
Unless he wants to, unless that was intention. Obviously, I meant unintentionally.
Yeah, I feel like you're just trying to play a gotcha there, and it's not worth it.
Yeah, but either way, I hear both sides, whatever, and then like the greater thing, I feel like that it's not Kanki's fault that Raito died. I mean, you can argue it is. It's not. It's kind of the same thing with the Mako thing. You'd have to tell him exactly.
I'd compare it to the Mako situation.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. This is a whole ass Kanki comparison, bro. I'm telling y'all niggas, bro. It's like a deja vu. But
again,
like,
I'm not saying that it's Kanki's fault he died. I'm just saying you're literally arguing both points.
Because I'm not arguing both points. I'm acknowledging the other point. I'm acknowledging the other point.
I don't get that. Like, you literally said earlier that he wouldn't set his people up.
I mean, it's clear that he wasn't thinking about the possibility of intentionally setting him up to die, because if Kanki thinks he could win a battle, like a really important battle that might not be winnable otherwise by killing one of his dudes, and yeah, he's gonna kill him. You know,
Yeah.
that's what he has to do.
I just think this man is just something different, bro. Like after what he does here, like off no bias, man, top 5 or else stuff. Like I'm gonna be watching, like I'm being all on stream. You feel me? But like, yeah, it should be exciting because this is like kind of just the MO of Conky, bro. Just always aiming at the head, always playing with people's minds. Is like his understanding of what like I said, his people can do for him and what other people will do as well based on situations. He's a category but better, bro. In terms of beating people. I'm gonna say.
Question.
And then it kind of reminds me of the before you go.
To give,
It kind of reminds me of the whole
man.
Senyu situation where like if niggas don't know where if his own team doesn't know where he is, damn sure they don't know where he is. And that's the whole thing about this whole season, this whole war. We never seen Conky. No one knew what Conky was doing, where he was, where anything. Like Kosho is like fucking not sleeping when he has 250k to 80k or something. He's still not sleeping because he knows Conky gonna do something. Like that's just the aura this nigga gives off, bro. Actual goat. Alright, go ahead. Father.
Are you sure? You done fucking Conky off?
I'm not. I feel like I was
not
being
doing
very reasonable
anything
there.
up. Is it for not actually doing anything up until this point? But cool, I get you. He's GOAT, right? He's top 5 in your opinion. He literally did nothing so far, and
I feel like
he's
it's not
about to
an
win
opinion,
off Shin's
yeah.
hard work again.
Yeah, go ahead.
You-
I mean,
Yeah,
I can
Father?
argue. Like you talking about in all of Kingdom, or just
Yeah.
for Quinn?
Top-
Because just
of
yeah,
all-
just for Quinn, then yeah,
He
he's
said
he's
just for
top 5.
Quinn.
But you saying all?
No, I
If you saying
guarantee you
all
he's
of
top
China,
5. He's top 5 after this arc, bro. Like, not even gonna play. And he's probably gonna take a dub after this too. And his Ruboku fight, where he's gonna
Okay.
get gassed up. Yeah, he's definitely top 5. There's
Okay.
no. This is the setup for him to fight
Alright.
Ruboku. It's like he's that 155 pounder now. He has to put on 15 pounds to fight Kobe Covington. Like, he got to be built up. He got to beat 7 people before he beats the champ. You know?
Okay. What I wanted to say is like back to the beginning of the arc when they speak about the weakness and like the flaw, like this, like biting Quinn in the ass. What it like? Is it just Conky losing a lot of men? Is
Yeah.
that the negative? Is that's the double-edged sword of the
That's what I
Quinn
thought it
6
was.
system?
And
Because they
also,
kind of
like,
hyped it up to be
and also
something like
Ohan
this,
fucking
like-
getting fucked. I thought Ohan getting fucked. Like like him doing reckless shit. And you can't say anything about it because he's a 6GG and he's sending people to their death with Ohan. And then also like that's double F's for me. Like the amount of men they were losing and shit at the beginning, the meat grind that he put him through. I feel like I answered this question before, but I don't know off the top of my head now. But that's how it looks like
Yeah,
to me.
we talked about this a lot, and I don't exactly remember the exact semantics of all the all of what we talked about when it comes to this. Because we talked
it
about
was
if
at
it
the
involved
beginning of the
Ohan,
arc.
if it involved I think Ray. Like we talked about it a lot.
And honestly, it could also be like the double-edged sword. Okay, I remember now. We kind of separated it. The double-edged sword is just the shit we were talking about. Like, it's good to have it, but at the same time, you can't control them. That they can do whatever they want without them giving you any explicit explanation, which Conky's doing. Especially, it goes really badly with Conky, because Conky doesn't give a fuck about anybody else but his own people.
But then there was
And then-
also the Ray like seeing sensing something was gonna go like terribly wrong. or
Yeah,
something.
I know. She was saying
That was real ambiguous. That was weird.
she was sensing something gonna go terribly wrong. You know what I think it is? It's gonna be some Choho 2.0. Kaki's about to slaughter everybody, and that's the something bad's gonna happen. That's why they had Kyokai, who like had the whole Kokyo Hills like situation with her. Say it.
I think like
Goku's gonna kill Kanki?
I think in general that's a pretty disingenuous take, but especially for Kyorei, who's not really a moral person.
Oh, I
Why-
didn't
why-
see. I thought Kyokai said that.
Nah, wait, did Kyokai
They
say it?
both they
Kyokai
both
said that.
had the feeling. They both had the feeling. Both of them had an uneasy feeling about the battle. Like going into the beginning of it, both of them had the same like this is not going to be good. Like they spoke about it amongst themselves.
Which means Riboku cometh.
That's what we were thinking.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
we,
yeah,
that's
that's
what
what-
we
that's what I'm
pushed
saying,
for a
like-
while.
It was either Raboku coming in or just niggas just getting bodied, but it's still like like Juko says, like niggas lost a bunch of people, but niggas still bad Kocho and technically won the war. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Why would that give
you
them a
can't
bad feeling though? Like, why would that give them a bad feeling? Like, they don't
because
give a
nigga,
shit
that's a
about
lot of
Kanki's
people.
army. They don't care about Kanki.
No, but still, it's the blood loss. You got to remember the priestess dance shit wasn't always about assassinations. It was about connecting with the gods. Yeah, you know what I'm
And that's
saying?
what
Like,
they sense. They sense the
right? They
slaughter
sense
of
the blood.
200k
Yeah,
people.
they sense niggas getting bodied like on a massive scale. Like, so I guess that is the double-edged sword. Niggas just can't tell Conky nothing. He can just
Yeah,
we just gonna give him another 80K and just tell him repeat.
But the thing is, at the end of the day, victory should be like the most important thing to them, right? Like if some fucked up shit happens, but they win, I mean, you know,
It
I
was
think they
worth
would
it.
have
I was about to say,
it is what it is.
I was just about to
attitude.
say victory at what cost though, my nigga? Put it like this, right?
Taking down
No,
Zhao.
but this move right here is not gonna lead to the entire toppling of Zhao.
I think
All this is gonna
it's the literal like.
all this does,
I mean, the
you know what
second.
I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? This is the opening, like this is the how you say this is the kick in the door, but there's still more steps after this, is what I'm saying.
Oh, so it's like
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Shin
Like,
taking over AQ.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? In terms of taking over Zhao, yes, this is just the first step in the old, you know what I'm saying? Because we still have to get the 2 cities, and then we still have to siege Kantan. You know what I'm saying? And by the time Kocho gets killed, right? Conky does that. Major feat, boom, he gets the promotion, he gets more men. Hopefully they're just as strong as his bandit niggas. I don't know where he's getting all these bandit niggas from, but cool, right? They then have to take, you know what I'm saying, with Osin and Otanwa, whatever, they then have to take the other 2 cities and then siege Kantan. By the time they take those 2 cities, Kantan is calling Raboku in. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. It's more steps to this. It's not just, oh, he kills Kocho and then Zhao's done.
Yeah, I know, but like it's like the first
It's the
domino
domino
we're
effect.
folding. Yeah, I know. But either way, right? I do think that like going back to the thing is just gonna be Conky. What Conky does, he's gonna fucking go ham after he kills these niggas. There's so much bodies there that he's gonna kill. And another thing is
I think
that
he's gonna kill Kocho.
he's definitely gonna kill either him or his men are gonna kill Kocho. Like no, like he's gonna fucking bro. It's
Yeah,
gonna,
I don't know. Bro.
I already see it. I already see it. I think Conky might be the one. I'll say in this stream, Conky's gonna be the one that cuts his head off. Or
Right.
stabs him in the back or makes him
I
beg for
kind
your
of think
life.
so too.
Yeah, like
I
this
was
is
like,
like this is
I won't even argue that.
the way they set it up, bro. This is like the first nigga that's ass twisted almost as cocky, but like in a good way, you know. So we'll see.
In a good way.
Apparently, I think because apparently Coach is a 90 in stats, right? And you can believe stats if you want or not, but and Conky's a 93. So
yeah.
the way, like, what I think would be a good thing to do is like have them both be 93s. So it's like they're equal martially, and Coach was like, I have so much riding on my shoulders. Like, you can't get to me because I'm above suffering. Like, I've witnessed so much that I've like have a higher level of understanding. And it's like Conky, whatever his ideology is, like he thinks so strongly about that, and then like he bodies Kocho in a debate about it while they're fighting, and like it shows he has the greater weight, and that's what leads to them winning. I think that would be.
I was say, you think we get a Conky backstory?
Not a backstory, but we get more into his, like more of an understanding into his line of thinking, because I think I'm pretty confident him and Coach are gonna have a back and forth.
Yeah, clash of ideas, like 100.
Yeah, they should have a conversation.
This is gonna open up Conky's like niggas say he's gonna take an L, right? His like final arc almost. If he does die, you know, like this is gonna be the opening of the page, and then we're gonna keep seeing it throughout his maybe upcoming battles up to penultimate or ultimate battle with Riboku. So like I feel
I
like
ain't gonna hold you.
perfect time that's happens. What's up?
Out of all backstories, Conky's is the one I want the most. To be real with you,
Conky just that has that effect on people, bro. You're a fan.
it's like it's not. It's that.
He's entertaining as fuck.
I am a fan of Conky. I do like.
Yeah,
I just
of
don't like the way you overhype the shit. But
I'm OD with it. But, like I be fan though.
But I do want to know like how he came under Mogul service. That's something I need to see. Like for real.
Yeah.
Like I wish Hara not for nothing. I wish Hara did SBSs and shit because that's something I need to know. Like how the fuck did this nigga get Anki to listen? Well, kinda listen. You know what I'm saying? Like he had Conky respect. Like he had Conky's respect, and that's something that you don't really see often. So I need to know how that happened.
The thing with me is about I get that I'm with you and I want to see like his way the way he thinks, and that's gonna be what me and John is kind of agreeing on. Is gonna be what we see with the conversation with Kocho.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing is that what's his name? Like I could see him doing what you were doing, Conky, Jonkins, where he actually fights the guy and like he goes back and forth, but I don't even see it. I think this nigga's gonna like have his men go in, fuck him up, and he tells him just don't kill this nigga, and he walks up to him as he's like defeated.
Just
And
bring him to me.
yeah,
I
bring
mean, I
him to
think
me
this is
and
a prime opponent for a Conky duel.
yeah, I know we might get a Conky duel, but we might not at the same time. It's like because
We better get a duel.
Conky kind of believes everybody's kind of beneath him, and he is right about Kocho.
What weapon do you think Kanki would use?
A sword.
I mean, yeah, Yomi has a sword.
He has to be like
Yeah.
the quick like type of
No,
guy.
he's
So, like,
he's
Nah.
the fastest. He's the fastest guy in Kingdom.
You wanna
No
you
cap.
wanna know what would be the dopest thing for Conky to do?
But
A public torturing.
oh my!
I don't even think.
I mean,
I don't think. I don't think
Yo,
there's a point in torturing.
whose background is crazy like that?
Yeah, he muted.
Yeah.
I
But
don't
like,
think,
yeah, like
yeah.
I think like the work, like I'm just saying, like the sickest thing. Like think about it, my nigga. Conky has sent niggas eyeballs, ears, body parts. I mean, he sent niggas all types of body parts, made a corpse out of little kids and women. Like I don't think just murdering a bunch of niggas is like, yo, Conky's gonna take it up. Like he's literally gonna live torture this nigga. Like, yo, you did my nigga Rido dirty. I bet I got you in front
I
of
feel
all
like-
your niggas.
Yeah, I feel like torturing niggas like Coach was kind of pointless because like what Jonathan said about them nothing really, they don't feel anything almost.
It's not. No. It's not about. No matter how you slice it, every man's going to scream. And if Conky sets it up in a way to where like his army can't like get to him to save him or whatever while he's being tortured and brutalized,
Okay.
that shit would be crazy.
Let me grab.
If we just got like 10 panels of this nigga like just on screen tongue, toes, fucking, you know what I'm saying, just flaying this nigga. That yo.
And then we actually might get like what Rado said, like what the Sake clan does is nothing, like is not compared to this shit.
Mhm.
It's petty shit. compared to the Sake clan.
Right.
So he's the alley-oop. He's like I'm just gonna dunk it in. I do, and now I'm back on what Jock has said. They do fight. He does best them, gives them a whole ass speech like you're trash, and then has them like posted up somewhere, right? And then he has everybody hung up on a forest almost, like the 200k or how much people he's gonna kill, has hung up like about to be executed, watching Kocho get tortured, and Kocho knows these niggas are gonna kill him, and before this nigga croaks, he's gonna kill everybody in front of him and then kill him. That's some beautiful mosaic. You feel me?
I can kind of see a scenario where he needs to kill him quickly and get out because Kocho just has so much numbers that eventually they're gonna swarm to him and try to help him. And
that is true. I didn't even think of that, but yeah.
But see, the way I was thinking about it is because the way they setting it up, right? The bulk of his army is so far deep looking for Conky. By the time they get news that their HQ is being attacked and that they get back up, like I said, if Conky can set it up in a way to where he's on like a cliff or a hill that they can't easily get to or something like, you know what I'm saying? If he sets it up in a way to where they just have to watch that shit, yeah.
Well,
And then the Haishin unit like break through at the same time, and they have to watch that shit. Like that shit would be crazy.
I definitely think it's gonna be like something like what I was saying. Like he tortures Kocho lives long enough to see everybody around him die one last time before he dies, or like he's gonna torture him in front of his people and then kill them both. But Kaki's gonna just it's the same shit with the streams like Tone, Twale. Like I feel like Kaki himself is just sick of these niggas thinking they could like go toe to toe with him. Like you can't. There's levels to this. Only niggas that can fuck with this guy are probably Osen and Ruboku. Like this, the rest of y'all niggas, like that's why he respects Osen so much. That's the only nigga they probably ever respected in terms of their fucking. I don't even think he respects Ruboku like that. But
I still think Mobile would clap this nigga's army.
I mean,
still think
he might not have respect for him, but Mobile. No, Karin is getting ran through. Karin is definitely.
I don't know.
Especially after this.
Hold on.
He's gonna be
Before we get too off track with the Conky thing, you know, all the wanking about Conky, but what I'm gonna say to what Twali was saying is that, and we kind of already spoiled with the HQ attack thing. So yeah, Conky's apparently at the HQ. He's gonna attack their HQ. that's the method of attack that, you know, spoiler alert, that's it. That's what we've been trying to figure out for like 3 months now. Oops, there he goes. But yeah, so he's gonna attack the HQ, and it's kind of meant to seem like it's a big deal. So I think, despite them being far away, this should be a battle that takes at least a decent amount of time, I would assume, because Olsen is making it seem like the reason he didn't think about this up until this point was just that he expected Conky to have something more safe than this, and he's just like, this is crazy even for someone like you. So, like, it's supposed to imply this is like almost suicidal. So I think it should take a decent amount of time.
That depends, and again, spoiler alert, but that depends on how many people are in the Zeno clan. Because the whole part of that story was that at the end, the people, you know what I'm saying, at the end, the real force was strong enough to take the HQ.
Yeah, but it would be strong enough to take it, but he also can account for the Zeno clan.
I mean, but I don't think he can account for how crazy Conky would actually use him. I don't think anybody, to Draco's point earlier, if this is the case, I don't really think anybody went into this battle and was like, yeah, Conky's whole plan is to literally sacrifice half his army. I don't think anybody would go with, bro, that's not a plan. You know what I'm saying?
No, relax. The nuances.
No. It's a plan, but no, I'm saying in terms of strategists and tacticians and even outside the box.
That's why he's a cut above. That's why he's a cut above. Feel me?
Again, even for outside the box thinkers, it's like, my nigga, why the fuck would I okay, I'm gonna sacrifice half of the niggas I've trained for umpteen years. It's like, okay, I don't know if I could do that. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of thinking I like.
But Osen already knows that. It's been 10 days. So it's like, with that information in mind, now he came to the conclusion of what he's really doing. And, you know, whatever it is, maybe it's just the campfire strategy, which I don't really see, but I think it's the actual attack on the HQ is probably going to be near suicidal type of risk, which would make sense because, you know, it makes the numbers advantage matter. So I don't know. I just see it being a crazy battle. And it basically lays the road for Kocho to be impressive in his own right. You know, for him to prove he's not stupid. You get me?
No, he already done proved he's not stupid. It's just about he just came upon against a guy that even Osen can't read his mind. You know, the God himself. So it's
this entire time Osen is like, so I've just overestimated Conky. I thought his plan was better than this. He's just crazy.
No, being crazy. The same thing that Osen said. That's craziness can also mean good. The way he said, "Oh, you're one crazy bastard too." When he did the Locust plan,
outside the box, you dig?
But this is the thing, all right. He said it's outside the box, you dig? But this is the thing, though, Juko. If Shin went into a battle and he lost half his army by just using brute strength, but he still won the battle, would you say Shin's crazy? He's you say he's OD, he's a beast.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Not the same.
This is, how is it not?
Cause I'll put it in a better way. Cause there's a risk you would assume for every single general, including Conky. Every risk he takes, there's a method to the madness. There's something that he feels there's security to it. So, for example, if what Conky did to Seikai, he had that whole reading from the top view of oh, Gohome, even that, he's oh, Gohome positioned himself further back, Seikai's up close, and he had all these variables in mind. But let's say Conky he kills a random dude and then he takes his armor and, you know, he reports back to the HQ and then he kills the commander and then he manages to escape by the skin of his teeth. That's the type of crazy that's you can do something that's so out of the box that it's insane, most people would think, and then it could work, but you assume for a strategist of a certain caliber that they at least have whatever level of security. We don't know the exact percentage Osen's thinking of, but that's why I said overstatement or overestimated, because he would be all right, even for Conky, I assume
that's just looking at a glass half empty.
But I genuinely believe that, because I think even for Conky, he's you have crazy plans, but you know, there's a certain level of security to where you're confident in taking these risks. And I kind of see it the Osen Ordo plan, where it's he read it was risky and it could have destroyed Kin if it didn't go right, but he had a certain level of security
of-
to
yeah,
it that
yeah.
he's like, I'm willing to do it.
Yeah, but we kind of see the degrees of safety here because like he even calculated it to the amount of men that he needs to leave. He needs those 5K to leave.
Well,
So,
we
like,
also
he-
don't know
it-
what's gonna happen. That's my whole
Yeah,
point. I think the
yeah.
actual sieging of the HQ is why it's suicidal or like crazy.
Yeah,
I am.
I know, but
Seemingly
like
suicidal.
the fact that he kind of gives you the hint that he kind of took it to that degree. I'm not saying it's the finest degree, but like he's like, yo, Shin is gonna beat him at this time. I'm be positioned here. They're gonna move 5K, and I'm gonna smile because I know, yep, that's the last domino to fall. Go time.
Wait, do
Makes
you
me
not think that
think.
was part of his plan? Or
Yeah,
do you think he
yeah,
was waiting for
definitely.
an opening?
No, that's definitely part of his plan. I think it's like 100%. I feel like to the number he calculated how much they need to leave for him to be possible. That's why I think that's the degree of safety, them leaving. And then now that he sieges it, I feel like there's more surprises because the way he's sieging it is funny too. Like it's not like all coming at once. He had like a small people coming here, small people coming here, and like he's using guerrilla warfare to kind of siege.
Well, here's the thing,
fort.
Draco. I have a good counter to that because I think he's calculating how much he can possibly do while it's still seeming like it's insane at the same time. Because I also think that plays into why Kocho hasn't thought of it yet. Because he's like, even if he attacks my HQ, I still have this many men. Like, there's no way he's gonna beat me. So, like, I think that plays into it, and that's like a big part of why Kanki he's confident.
That shit was funny. This guy commenting like, "You thought of everything, Lord
Yeah.
Kocho."
That's why I'm saying like yeah, I do agree with you. It's probably like a degree of psychological warfare to it the whole time. The fact that he's like I feel like that's the whole thing that was putting Coach on edge the entire time, even though he knew he had such big number disadvantage. He knew Echo can't be taken, and all those little small breaks is kind of might get to Kocho maybe, and he might do something make him stupid, you know, to Kocho, Keisha. But
Well,
like,
good thing for Kaki, Kocho was born stupid.
yeah.
I mean,
Like, I do
don't
think
even know if
I do think I'm not giving Conky enough credit, and I kind of see the writing in the wall of what I anticipated anyway. Of like whatever Conky does, like whatever it may be, even like this whole Osa statement being taken kind of the wrong way. It's like there's gonna be some downplay coming, but like I'm telling you, it's gonna be some tie 5 feet right here when it's all said and done. Because like another reason why I kind of agree with you about the whole comment with Osin is because like I feel like that was put in there to just even tell you like, yo, this is just crazy. But then once we realize the method to the madness, we're gonna get back on Osin. Osin's gonna say like his one liner that we see.
I mean,
Kanki
this
say
isn't
about
anything
Osin.
about downplaying what Kanki's doing. It's just what Osun expects for him to do. Like I'm just saying
you
why
trying to understand.
he
You trying to understand. Yeah, trying to explain why he didn't. It's not the lack of brain cells. The lack of like even for Kanki that's too risky, which kind of is kind of downplaying it because it's not something that's it's not something saying oh he was smarter that's why he thought about this. It's saying he was just more risky. That's why he wouldn't take the risk. But I feel like that's something not really new because that's always been the book with Kanki. It's like it's not that most strategists can't think of it. Is that most strategists won't do it, which they kind of block themselves from doing it.
So then,
But
are we gonna say that the Kokyo Hills thing was just as risky? Because would that be how Riboku realized the weakness as well?
What do you mean?
I mean,
Because
it was.
like, let's say Osun doesn't know Kanki's weakness, and then like this whole time he's
He
thinking,
would 100%. He would 100% does.
I don't know, but this whole time he's thinking Kanki operates a certain way to where like he has his own risk management that's at least reasonable, even for like Kanki standards. And then if he sees Kanki's willing to go even above that, he's like, oh, okay, I see how you outplay people. You're just willing to go to a certain degree that's like not just
They
you're more
won't.
willing than people, but you know people don't expect you to do that. So he was like, okay, if you're willing to do that, then if I'm prepared for that, then you know that's pretty big.
How do you prepare for something you wouldn't prepare for? Like it's so crazy. Like that guy.
Well, I mean, if we go to this exact battle, if Osun
Yeah.
had the idea of Kanki's 10% or 20% more risky than I would predict him to be, then I would say he would figure out the plan pretty quickly instead of 10 days.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, how do you know he's always gonna raise the bar on you? Like, what percentage is he gonna raise the bar on you? Because like we did see him. He did see Kokyo, and Osun did observe that battle. So why can't he also understand the weakness? You know, he was there.
I
He has
mean-
all the reports he needs to.
I wonder if
I
there
don't know
would
what
be
the-
reports of when Kanki would like sneak up like by himself. He's done this before like twice or 3 times already.
Like,
where he's like personally gone out. Have they like never reported that? Like,
Well, I don't know what
wonder.
the exact reports for Kokyo is, but him going out doesn't mean it's the exact same situation. the
yeah,
exact
I'm not
same
saying
risk.
that. Yeah, but I'm talking about like regarding the reporting thing, Jonkins. Don't you think that like the whole thing with Ordo knew exactly what Osen didn't send you, and he's from Yan. Why wouldn't Osen know exactly what went down in in uh in Kokyo Hills? And it's weird that he wouldn't decipher the weakness if Kisha did and Riboku did. So I feel like
Well,
it,
Sanyo is also like an easy thing because that's just like he has a large bulk of men at a certain area, and like
Yeah.
he's just using his own wits to decipher what Osen did. He's just like
Uh.
using the information of where are the troops, while in Kokyo it's like a foresty area, and like shit happened in like almost a blink of an eye. So I can understand it being more reasonable for that information to not get passed down.
yeah,
But
I see.
at the end of the day, I don't really know if he knows his weakness or not.
Yeah,
I'm just saying
but-
that
yeah.
you can't just keep escalating it because it gets to a certain point where like if your whole plan is like whatever they think is too risky, I'm gonna do something riskier. Like you get into like realms of like what you're doing is so risky because it's retarded, nigga. Like you can't
Yeah,
just
but that's
keep
why I don't
escalating
think it's
it.
that. That's why I don't think it's that. Kaki doesn't seem like a guy that does anything without having a method to it. And whatever risk he's gonna take is like has to be like a calculation there. To like that's why I do expect the other shooter fall with us to know the exact risk.
Yeah, but
calculation
that's
is.
just like predictability in a sense.
What do you mean?
Because at the end of the day, his calculations mean that even he has a limit and he has like a method to it. So
Yeah.
I'm just saying if you can get like the gist of his ceiling of what he considers to be too risky, then he can't use that to take you off guard. Or maybe he can, like it's not like as simple as that, obviously. But like I said, I feel like if Osen knew that he's like 10% more riskier or 20%, whatever you want to say, then he would have figured out this plan pretty quickly.
Yeah. I guess I mean he would have probably like I mean if he saw it I don't know when the hints started showing up, but like maybe I don't know what he saw too like that made him think this is it. Maybe the lack of him making any movements. What do you think was the big hint driver? I don't remember exact spoilers.
Well,
What was it like the
it
driver?
showed him thinking about Moten, but I don't
Yeah.
know what his thought process was before that. So he's like, I guess he was thinking even up until this point,
There's
like,
still a chance he might do something else.
well, it's weird because it's nuanced in a way because I feel like he's looking at what Moten's saying and he knows Moten doesn't know as much as him. And so what Moten's saying, you can perceive it in a way to be useless, but at the same time, I feel like he perceived it in a way that's like, that's his talent shining through where it's like, he's thinking about it more simply, but at the same time, that's like genius in its own way. And even though Moten
Yeah.
doesn't realize the genius of it, like that's like what is shown through out of it. And so he's just thinking about like, oh, even now, like after all this shit, he's still dead set on taking Kocho's head. Like what the fuck? And then
Yeah,
like,
he.
It could be also that
This is Kaki's versatility.
what you call it?
his versatility of having the same gist of a plan every time.
Oh, but like it's
Moten
not like,
also got more info from his grandfather about Kanki. You remember because like when I forget, I think it was in Sanyo. There was a point in time when him and Uhon were having a conversation,
yeah, as a
and
10,
he's like, yeah, and he was like, I asked my grandfather plenty of times about why he would allow a man like Kanki to ruin his reputation. It's just like Moten, even though like Osen and Kanki have spent time in the same army, you know what I'm saying? I feel like Moten might have a slight more
There's
into
no
like
chance.
Kanki. No, I'm saying a slight more information based on what Mogu knows.
Yeah, but what
And
Mogu
whatever-
knows, Kaki knows. Like what?
You
I
know,
mean, Osen knows.
you know what's Draco's ulterior
No,
motive behind this, Wale? You know what's his
No,
ulterior
I'm
motive?
not. Listen, all I'm saying is the reason why, like, Moten's insight to Osen might be relevant is because he might know Kanki a little bit better than Osen knows Kanki because of the information he got from Mogu. I'm not
I
saying
get- I
Mogu's
get
better
it.
than Kanki.
I get it. I'm not saying that you're saying that. I'm just saying that I still call Cap because he might have heard something from Mogu, yes. But this man Osen fought side by side with this nigga for like X amount of years. There's no way a guy as a tentative.
It wasn't side,
and-
bro. It was not side by side. These niggas were on two separate wings, half the time sieging two different armies in two different directions. How was
Wait,
that side by side?
are you? You have to work in unison. You have to know what your other counterparts doing. The West, what they were like, we talked about it ad nauseum. How like they were kind of moving mirrored with each other,
Bro,
and like
bro,
reality.
they literally told you what happened. Like they literally
There's
tell
no way.
you.
I'm getting sick of this. Like that's ridiculous. To
Because
me.
they literally tell you in the tent, like, yo, me, Osen and Kanki sat down, came up with a plan, then them niggas went and did their thing. How was that side by side?
Are you telling me fucking?
Are you telling me?
that like this man fought. They both fought under Mogu. There's vice generals. They want to add not a X amount of battles together. You're telling me they can't
Mhm.
pick up their tendencies and how to work off each other? That is ridiculous to me. I don't give a shit if they're working on two different
No,
wings. It's still the
that's
same
not.
battle.
That's not what I'm
And you're
saying.
telling me Moten talked to Mogu a couple times, and now he thinks he knows Kaki more than Osen, who's way smarter and way more attentive. Like I don't understand. That is ridiculous to me either. To me as well.
Before you go, Twilight, you know what's Draco's ulterior motive behind all this?
Wow,
He-
that's
he-
that.
He wants
Oh,
Osen because he wants Osen to be close to Kanki, and he wants that. And I'm not saying that's bad reasoning, but he wants that to lead to him knowing the weakness, because that makes the weakness like not the end all be all. And he's like,
It's 100%
you
not the
can't
end
use the
all be
weakness
all.
against me.
100% can't.
He's like, the more people that know the
for years.
weakness, the less it matters. And then Kanki's gonna like pull some reverse Uno shit.
It
But-
doesn't matter, bro. It's actually a benefit because you know what's crazy? Kosho should know the weakness. Fuck out of here, bro.
I mean, maybe actually.
Yeah, he should. It's stupid if he doesn't.
Yeah, because wasn't he shown to be like mad smart too?
No, Ruboku's with him for like years before, like for a bit after. Like, he had to brief the whole fucking nation about that shit. If he didn't, that's retarded. That's what I'm
Maybe
telling
not, because
you.
maybe he doesn't think that it matters depending on who he tells it to, because like they can't use it against them, and then maybe if Kanki observes how they fight, he can also use that against them because they're just so low level. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it, understandable. Same with the origins shit, right? Whatever. He might come back with when Ruboku fights them because he used it the best. But Keisha understanding is all I need. Fuck Osen. But another thing is also the fact that you were saying raise it 10-20%. Yeah, that is true. But then I feel like I just don't understand how like seeing Kanki fight each time, how you don't already know that like you have to like raise it up like the amount of percentage you raise it is kind of weird. So
Well,
that
it's just
kinda-
saying that despite all that, then this is just even crazier, because he said even for Kanki, so that's implying that he knows what's the average like Kanki battle, even against like formidable enemies.
exactly. That's true. So like maybe you are right. Maybe there is a cap. I feel like it's just Kanki just so like I said versatile, but you said it's use the same strat. But like he can use like something simple that's risky or something that's less risky, but like more like nuance and shit. So like he has that. Just like at the end of the day, he's just hard to predict. That's what Osen meant when he first even said that statement. Like even for me, Kanki is hard to predict because the way he can always do the same something you expect, but you still don't expect it. It's weird.
Yeah, well, I think like just reading the lines without context, like if you were to just see the lines, oh yeah, this is just too risky. Like you'd be like, all right, that's
No, I get you.
That's a pretty bad way of downplaying it, because instead of like talking about the genius, you're just gonna boil it down to it's too risky. But I think because it's Osen, that's why it holds so much weight.
Exactly.
Of course,
yeah.
if it was Keisha and he's like, oh, he's just risky, though, you'd be like, no, Keisha, maybe he's just smarter than you, and it's just too good for you to comprehend or whatever. But yeah, because it's Osen.
I feel like that's like kind of like the book that Har was telling us about Kanki. Even when Naki said that's why Kanki is the one that can achieve these amazing victories, because like yes, it might be understandable to do they might think of it, but they will never do it. And Kanki is the guy that will do it. And then like you said, it's not just about doing something people won't do. It's about doing something people won't do it, while also adding his own spin of genius to it that kind of makes it unexpected, even though you could still expect it, but it still makes it unexpected. Like I don't know.
And also another thing, it's like when Osen's talking about too risky, I think he's implying like for anyone that has at least Kanki level intelligence and up. So like him, Shoheika, and Osen, Riboku, like those types of. He's not just saying like for the average bloke, that's how they should think about it. It's for like the top tiers that it's like they can account for almost every scenario. That's how they should think about it.
Yeah. It's so crazy to pin this nigga down, and we've seen him fight so many battles, and every time it's still like this is the most hypest guy, because like you said, that nigga Osen is. But at the same time, I'm still like impressed that people just can't read this nigga at all. Like his own friends can't read him, his enemies can't read him, and he always seems chilling. Like have we seen Kanki sweat yet? Like I don't understand. This guy is not. He's just chilling, bro. Even like when he's at his being surrounded, maybe he just trusted Osen. That's what I was saying is because even though Osen didn't understand, like you were saying, he didn't understand what the plan was, and then for 10 days he waited while Kanki was getting decimated, and like he still has his teammates might be worrying and shit, but like he's still like holding out because he knows there's something is a method to the madness, and now he's kind of understanding that maybe there's more madness to the madness. Who knows? Which what you were saying.
Maybe
But
there's more madness to the madness to the madness.
yeah, that's why like when you said it that way, it kind of makes it seem like whack. Cause I don't want it to be like that. I want it to be like, yes, it sounds crazy as hell, but it's just not. It's not resting its laurels on being crazy. There's a lot of still like to use a Jonka's word again, nuances to it. You know.
I don't know why I'm being tied down to this word, but
I was about to say, like, this is your new tagline, my nigga?
But one more thing though is that like
Jonkin's
still-
are nuanced.
it's still spoilers. It was still dope to see that like we just did not know where this nigga is, and he shows up behind him. Like
Bro,
he somehow shows up behind him, chilling, laughing at bro. I feel like this dude is like so far above any normal like these normal niggas that you mentioned, like Corinne, like Yatanwa, Kosho, like all like
Let's calm down now.
I
like
was say, I didn't even mention Yotanwa.
he's
That's the funny
bored,
thing.
man.
I-
He's so
I
bored.
didn't-
Like you cannot
I
tell
said
me
mobile
Yatanwa.
and
Okay, come on. You cannot tell me
not no
Yatanwa is
good.
on the same level as this nigga. Like, you can't tell me. I would not be convinced.
Again,
Yotanwa.
this is how I know. This is how I know you're a hater, bro. Because nobody brought up Yotanwa. I said mobile and Kari specifically.
He's a
Mobile and
hater.
Kari. You's a fucking hater, my nigga. Like there was no reason to bring Yotanwa.
Matter of fact,
Just brought it
Draco,
up
he's way
on
smarter
Twitter.
than 10 too. You'd be bored if you fought 10. Facts.
Yo, oh my god,
Oh, he
that's
was,
yo. Nah, that's hilarious. I just had to point that out. That's absolutely hilarious.
At this
When do
point,
you
I'm
guys think he
titling the
stepped
fucking
around,
video
like-
690 and 691 discussion. Like, too much talking about
690 and
this. And
oh, say
691,
690
yeah.
and yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Des.
Oh, I forgot what I was gonna say. I started listening.
Okay.
Fuck, I had a brain fart.
Well, here's something that I want to mention.
Well, timestamp this and cut it out.
How good do you think the writing would be if Conky he predicted everything that went down in AQ? Do you think that's like, because I know some people would probably argue that's like going towards clairvoyance, because like a lot of times when strategists predict certain shit, like even with Osanin predicting what the right wing is gonna do, they'll be like, it's bullshit that he predicted that, and a lot of other
That
moments too.
was crazy. Like how?
I mean, let's not get into that, but yeah. So what do you guys think about that? Do you think it's reasonable for him to predict it? Because before I go, I'm gonna let y'all give your opinions, but I'm just gonna say that I think it's reasonable, and I also think against a better strategist than Kocho, it's not a strategy you should bank on, because I think the other strategists can predict this as well. Yeah, whoever wants
I
to go.
agree with you. I don't think Cutting will let this shit slide. And I think all other I think Reboka or Osen, they would not have sent out all their troops like that. That was way too risky.
Yeah, well, let's just focus on AQ in particular. Like, is it reasonable to predict that Ohan would eventually find the right spot to attack? Is it reasonable to predict that they would be able to climb that section of the hill? Is it reasonable to predict that Ohan would send a Kaken out in advance, and then the timing would end up working out? Like those three things.
Yeah.
I don't know if specifically, but like, is it reasonable for him to predict that the Haishin unit and the remnants of Uhong could pull something off? No, I'm not gonna say it's unreasonable, but it's like given the information, like you I don't know. I always feel like Conky leaving his people in the dark is like the problem. Because honestly, if like you just give them a little bit more information, everything makes a little bit more sense. You know what I'm saying? But he just leaves everybody in the dark. So it's like,
Is this going towards Ohan too? Because I think he left him in the dark on purpose because he wanted him to have this much difficulty so the timing could work out. Because I think everything that he's done, like not telling his people anything, letting the deserters thing happen, that's also he can lose a certain amount of men in an exact specific time frame for Shin to take AQ. Because I also brought up the question that if Shin and Ohan decided to attack AQ, could they do it? Because there's actually a good argument you can make that if they both attacked it, that they would fail. So that's also an interesting tidbit.
And if they attacked at the same time, I think there's a higher chance that they take it
I
faster.
think yeah. I think they have a higher chance taking it if they did together.
Because like Uhon himself admitted, like taking it would be difficult, but not impossible. We just needed more men. And if you added the 10,000 from Uhon, the remnant, like apparently he had like 10,000 leftovers from the previous unit that had got wiped out, and then you add on Shin's 15,000. Like I'm saying, if you had a good 35,000, that might have made things different. Uhon might have been able to send more troops out, and then he would have seen the spot. Shin's instincts could have kicked in, seen the spot. So it's like in my point of view, honestly, I think the battle would have ended. It would have ended a lot quicker. Like they would have taken AQ a lot quicker if it was both of them.
Well, here's the thing. Even if that does happen, that's still not to Kanki's benefit because he needed them to take a certain amount of time because his own troops aren't going to get bodied that quickly unless they like pull up a stunt and then it's obvious that they're trying to pull something. So he needed for it to go on a certain amount of time, and I also think if they both attack, it could still possibly take Ohhan like 8 days or whatever, maybe like 6 days, whatever you want to say. It could still take him that long to figure out the exact plan, like the best method of attack, and then at that point, his unit plus the Haishin unit, they're both getting tired. Like Shin specifically mentioned how important them not wasting their manpower was, and
yeah, that's because it was so small.
Still, but like even then, because Gaku Akuko, he has a lot of men, so I think he would just bring more reinforcements, and it would just make things pretty fucking difficult.
But this is the thing, though. By the time Shin and them got there, it was basically just the 15K from the High Shin unit. You know what I'm saying? There might have been like maybe what was it? Kaken had 3,000, but they weren't there at the beginning. And then you want to say Kanjo and them came in with what, 2,000? So in the overall scheme, they only had 2,000 scattered troops here and there, right? I'm saying you add on another. I mean, I'm sorry, not 2,000, 20,000. Like I mean, yeah, because 15, 15 and 5, so yeah, 20,000, right? And what I'm saying is, if you added on another 15K from the jump, I don't think they get whittled down as quickly. You know what I'm saying? Yes, they'll be tired, but again, I think between Uhon's insight and Shin's instincts, they would have found it. I'm saying 4 days. You know what I'm saying? Between the two of them, I think they would have half the time that it took to just find the spot. And then once they found the spot, they would have executed. And then with Uhon, you know what I'm saying, like being like capable of fighting, my nigga, it would have been a way different story. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not like Uhon would have just sat there. Like even if Uhon would have let Shin have the duel, he would have destroyed the HQ before Kaken got there, and then him and the Kaken would have been able to take care of the you know what I'm saying, the remnants. Kyokai and them would have eventually got up there. So it's like I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's too many variables with that one.
But yeah, they would have needed like another general to fight Uhon, and I think they just would have punched through.
Right.
The thing is, the Buddha guy also has like he probably has like 30 to 40,000 men overall, like including all the, you know, the people at the back that he didn't really get utilized until it was too late. So, 25K against like 40K, and then if he's utilizing this 40K in a less arrogant manner where he's having them plug up all the holes, like I think it's gonna be pretty difficult to get to the top.
There were so many important factors to this shit that like you could even say if Akakin didn't go around and kill the strategist that we would have lost, because he was already like sending people down, and
I think
the moment he killed them, everybody was just left in the blue, and they were just left wandering.
I don't know, maybe I think that's a bit much, but Akakin's role before that was obviously crucial. So
yeah,
going back to what I was saying, what do you guys think about Kanki quote unquote predicting that, as we're assuming? Because the way I'm thinking about it is, if Ohhan can predict the right place to attack, maybe it's unreasonable to assume Kanki knows exactly how smart Ohhan is, but Kanki can predict the right place to attack to, and then he might have a gist of how long it'll take Ohhan. But then it's irrelevant regardless, because it's reasonable to say by the time Ohhan figures it out, he's wasted too much manpower, and that's pretty much what happened to him. And then the Akakin thing, I mean, if Ohhan's going to send him out as a safety measure just in case, then Kanki probably would think to do something like that too. And again, it depends on how justified you think he is in being able to just figure out how smart Ohhan is, like realize what he would think and what he wouldn't think of, but he would know the methods to winning. It's just
I think he thoroughly thought it through.
Yeah, it just
Like-
depends on if he has like a good reason to assume Ohan would take like he would have this much difficulty, but he would be able to do this exactly.
Yeah. He actually lasted a long time, 8 days. Like, holy shit.
Yep, just to get bodied.
I hate you so much.
Just to tell Shin, it's right there.
You're right. Y'all just. I hate you too. You gotta stop.
Why, you
Yeah,
apparently got a thing against slandering Ohan?
Nah, but it's like, bruh, he got a kid.
Got a kid.
Got a kid on the way.
He got a kid. He just joined the
Bro,
mountain
no.
tribes.
I was about to say his daddy don't love him. Like, there's so much to like pity
He-
on about, my nigga.
He just joined the mountain tribes too. Am I
mean,
right?
that's foul.
Mountain tribe.
Yo,
Now that
it's
he's part
just
of the
funny
mountain
that,
tribes,
like-
like you better not
What do you
talk
guys
about my
do
guy
when
Ohan like
we'll come
that. What would you say?
I mean,
When do you think Wuhan will revitalize?
At this point, never. He's dying. But I don't know. I don't like since Shin seems like his role is pretty much over. I can't see what Ohan's gonna do, honestly.
Yeah, I'm like so confused on what he's gonna do. Like, if he gets up right now, I'll be like, that's some bullshit.
I mean, as soon as he gets some fucking kill rate medicine, he'll be good.
I'm not gonna say him getting up would be bullshit, but I don't see how he could do anything. So I'm gonna say either he wakes up and it doesn't matter, or you just stay asleep.
Yeah, I wonder what Kanki's gonna do about those armies. The two other generals, the Kohaku and like, I wonder how they're gonna eliminate those armies. The Zeno clan, maybe.
I guess the
Nah,
gist would just be if he kills Kocho, then it's a manageable task to beat them. I don't know.
I think their morale would just fucking deplete.
That too. That is definitely the most logical option because I honestly don't think that like we're gonna like once Kocho's dead, I don't think we're gonna be spending too much. You know what I'm saying? Too much more time on it. So
Yeah, I'm just thinking like how they're gonna kill them all in like, so it doesn't drag on.
Maybe I think they'll probably just retreat, and they'll just be there for later. I don't know about Kohaku because it is kind of weird having two Sunsujus, but I see the son of that general probably surviving.
You think so?
Yeah, I could see him being useful later.
Dude, did you see his fucking men singing and shit, cleaning their hands with heads right there in the chapter?
Was that
It's different.
was it this chapter or spoilers?
Oh, actually, I think yeah, it was the spoilers actually.
Yeah, because he was in the spoilers. Yeah, that shit was kind of wild, but
Hey, do you guys see Shin when he did that like final blow against Gakko Haku? Did he go into wait mode or not, or was it just like brute force?
my nigga dunked it on him. So I don't know.
I think
but
it was just
dunked
brute
it on
force.
him.
Like, I feel like whenever he goes into wait mode, you see like his eyes and like more like
You see
emotion. But,
Oki in the background and shit.
yeah, but like right now, it felt like it was just like, I'm stronger than you.
I don't know because he did have the veins in his eyes, implying that he kicked it up another gear. I think like he realized this is the moment and he put everything he had into it. But of course, he can't summon everything out of his own leisure, so it really depends on his mind state. But I don't know. I'm assuming he went into wait mode. We don't really see the white eyes when he actually does the slash because we don't see his eyes. So
Yeah, like
I don't really know.
his face.
I do think though this is a case of not really him lacking brute strength, so to say, but his sword just not being up to
Yeah,
par. Like,
that just really fucked him.
like there's certain swords like Koyoku's sword, Shin's sword that they're just like built different apparently. But the fact that he didn't really get pushed back, like he just like his left arm, like it's like it didn't move at all. The sword just got cut through while him pushing it and like not failing to like keep the force. Like I'm explaining it terribly, but it's not like he failed to hold his ground with the sword.
No, I get it. Like,
It just
I
got
don't
completely
think
sliced
there's,
over.
There's any situation where he does not cut through that little sword with the glaive.
Yeah, I kind of see it as like a Kanme moment with Mobu.
Fucking Mobu. Wait, why though? I don't remember.
Because Kanme was like, well, Kanme thought he was stronger than Mobu, but he's like, I can't imagine my sword holding up, it would just shatter.
Oh yeah, you're right. He did have a sword out. He just shattered that bitch.
Yeah, though to be fair, a mace is different from a glaive, but this is Oki's glaive. You know, it built different.
Big facts.
I was just about to say that, like, it's Oki.
It's okay.
That's That's the treasure blade, my nigga.
Yeah, I wouldn't quite compare it to like Mobu or Kanmei's mace, but I wouldn't also compare it to most glaives either. It's kind of like an in-betweener.
I need to take a look at this chapter again.
But yeah, is there any final thoughts you guys want to give? Draco, like fucking
good.
peaced out or something? Oh, you back, Draco? Wait, Draco, have you been talking this entire time?
Bro, I was talking the entire time, but like my headset was slightly separated from my thing, and I'm like, "Why the fuck are these guys not listening to me?"
Wait, so how long did we not respond? Like 30 minutes, and you're just like, this
No.
is fine?
Okay, were you hearing me prior to you mentioning if it's reasonable to accept? I was saying so much shit regarding
No, that entire time we didn't hear shit, boy.
Bruh,
Nothing.
I
don't,
ain't hear a
invite,
single
don't,
thing.
don't invite me to the next one. But listen, I want to see. Yeah, act like it's so weird because y'all respond to me. Like I say something and y'all respond to it. I'm like, oh, like you think. And I was talking, you like, yeah, let me get this off real quick. I'm like, yeah, I guess they hear me. I guess not. Well, I was gonna say I didn't really like that panel because it kind of took me out. Because when this man cut through the sword, why the fuck is his fingers not cut? Like the way I was holding the edge, why is that not cut?
His fingers?
Yeah,
Because he's
His-
holding the back of, like, because it's a double bladed sword, so he's holding the back of it. And
yeah, but like it's like in that crevice
it's
right there,
not
right?
it's not penetrating. Like I get what Draco's saying. It's like it's
Yeah,
not
what?
penetrating his hand.
Yeah,
That
why
nigga's
not?
hand is, like,
That
made out
took
of
me
steel.
out. Yeah, that took me out, bro. I'm like, what the fuck am I looking at?
That nigga's hand is made of steel, bro. That's what it was.
Well, that's just how little resistance the sword offered, I guess. I don't know. Maybe his palms are built different too. But yeah,
That's what I said. His hands is made out of steel.
so do you have anything you want to say, Draco?
No, y'all talked about it. Y'all touched on it well. I was going to ask you, like, I don't know how you anticipate this feat being and how good it is being, but like, what do you think about my claims of Kaku being like top 5 ever after this, and like, kind of him getting built up to be Riboku's equal before their final clash? What do you think about that?
I have a long thought process that boils down to Cap. But
Oh my god.
no, what I think about it is I think Mobo has gotten too much wank to not be top 2. Like he's gotten legit statements like implying he's top 1 from Shoheikan. And then even when the 6 GGs were announced, like Mobu and Osen were the ones announced or talked about, and then like Mobu was given like the leader spot. So like he's just gotten too much wank for me to not put him top 2. I mean, if Conky does something like, it depends on what Conky does. If he does something so crazy that I think it's a comparable feat to Osen, then I'm not gonna hinge on that and like try to die on that hill. But I mean, unless I see it,
I'm fine with Mobu
assume.
being above, but I'm saying top 5 in the verse. They both could be top 5. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
here's the thing, because depends on where you see Mobu, because I don't see him on Osen Riboku's level. So I guess what you were saying, you said before, is like you think Riboku, Mobu, and Conky are same level, but Osen's a level above. That's what you think, right?
Yeah, like if I have to separate them, yeah, like he'll be on his own shelf. Yeah, but they're like
Yeah.
right under him.
I don't see that. I don't see Mobu being on Riboku's level, but I can see him being on Oki's level. Like
I don't even see Mobu. I can't see it, but like I still like have this like strategist bias type thing in my head.
I
Like
don't
Mobu
like
is that
comparing
nigga.
Mobu to anybody else because
Yeah, it is weird.
this
Yeah.
guy, like it's hard to scale him because I feel like he could get outsmarted and killed by any of these guys if he just tried to brute force them.
Yeah, but Shoeikan would also take that into account when he still said Mobu's the most terrifying. He's still the leader of the 6UG. What was I gonna say? Mogu still said that at the very least, him and Osen's potential are equal to Oki and Hakuki. So that implies like maybe if you want to argue, like, because the exact word is talent. So maybe you want to argue Mobu hasn't fulfilled his talent yet, because talent can mean your potential and you haven't gotten there yet, or it can mean your current skill level. So depending on how you want to interpret that, it can mean that Mobu and Osen are at the very least equal to Hakuki and Oki, if not better. Which that in itself is insane hype, but
Yeah, that's a lot of portrayal.
at the very least it would imply like there's no way you could see Mobu as being inferior to Oki end of series. Like he's just
No,
that
actually,
good
that's
to where
true
he's like at
because
least
he
equal
just,
if
like,
not better.
He can dissolve any plan by just like brute strength, basically, just blow away like anything.
Yeah, plus he's pretty smart himself, you know.
The echelon,
The echelon, the goat feet.
the goat.
Let's see Kanki surpass the echelon in terms of tactics before we give him too much praise. You feel me?
I would say, does Conky have basic tactics? Like,
Oh
Have you
my
ever done
god.
formation?
True.
Have
That's
you
bait.
ever done
That's bait.
formation?
Bait. That's bait. Hold up. Bait. Bait. I put it in a different chat. I don't even see it, but bait.
But what do you think about that whole like how does Mobu fit into this? He's Kevin Lee. How does Kevin Lee fit into this?
Talking to me?
Yeah.
I just don't. I was not paying attention, so I don't know what. But I just think that like like I said, I have a strategist bias for the top three because they're easier to compare. And then Mobu just fits his way in there, and he can beat each one of them. But then it's probably in his given night type thing. But then most times they're probably gonna beat him. The issue with Kanki is his army. Like his army needs to be gassed up. Cause like
Yeah,
that's what you
true.
kind of need with him to face Mobile. Cause Mobile is just so damn strong. Who the hell on Kanki's army is gonna fuck with him? Really?
So what do you think about these particular statements about Shoheiken saying he's most definitely the most terrifying general? Like he made it seem like it wasn't a question, and then Mogu saying Osen and Mobu, their talent is at the very least equal to Hakuki and Oki. Do you interpret talent in this regard as being potential or current skill level? Because it can mean both.
I think it's current skill level actually.
It could mean either because well in general it can mean either, but in this specific situation, Mogu was also talking about how they lack weight and that's why they weren't like suited to defend the pass, which is cap, but it was like it did have its own meaning in its own way. Like maybe he's wrong about what that means, but they still lack weight in some way or another.
Or he could be wrong about like how their talent too, because he was trying to overcompensate for the fact they don't have weight by giving them dear talent. Who knows?
I think
That's a pretty
I
big
think
reach.
I think in Mogu's case, like what he was trying to argue in that specific sense was what was it? It was not rather talent, but like a responsibility. Like at that moment in time, neither Conky nor Osen were responsible enough to just leave at the pass. Conky is reckless as fuck, going down there in the middle of the war, trying to get the big kill. Osen is, you know what I'm saying, liable to leave if shit get too hairy. So it's like that, you know what I'm saying, that mentality is what is like they wasn't fit for that.
But I think that would just go more for their specific battles because those battles are harder. So you would assume they don't have the weight for this, they don't have the weight for that.
No, but you remember how in the beginning of like they haven't really touched upon it because it's more strategist and instincts. But remember in the beginning it was more defense and offense and how they was like Mobile is heavily offensive but has no defensive skill.
Yeah.
It's something like that to where it's like Conky he's full reckless. He has no chill. and Osen is full selfish. He has no fucks to give. Like imagine if at some point Osen was at the Konkoku Pass, right? And like what strategies could he employ on like some Ordo type shit to like hold the pass?
I mean, there are none that you could do, but he's still holding that pass, no problem.
Yeah, I just don't.
Backtracking to Draco's question, I think Kanki's like barely making my top 5, or like he's at like 6 or number 7.
Who do you have above him? Even after what he does now.
Are you talking about
Like-
alive or of all time?
Alive. Nah, yeah, he's probably like my 5 around there.
Who's he above him?
Above him, I have Shohei-kun, Osen.
Okay,
Miboku,
yeah, I'm
Mobu.
done with you.
Shoeiken's his top one, apparently.
Why?
Yeah, I was talking to someone today, right, who I thought was very credible. I don't know. He watches your videos because he sent me I always plug it to him. He sent me your tier list and he's like, where's Shoheiken on this? And I'm like, yeah, we didn't rank any of these strategy generals. He's like, well, Shoheiken is like at least equal to Mobile. He was stronger when he was a kid. I'm like, what? Nigga, shut the fuck up.
I did not say that.
No, I know, but that reminded me of that. I'm like, he possibly could be as strong as him, but that's his reach. Like, but like, I just
That
don't
would
see
be
it.
Letting
decently
on
strong though.
on Shohei-kun.
That's the thing though. Like he's
That's just me
decently
hoping
strong.
he
I
becomes
wouldn't
a
say he's
general
weak.
and goes on the field. Because I think if Shohei-kun was an actual general on the field, like a Kin 6, he would be like number one.
I mean, yeah, you think he's better than Olsen apparently.
No, I said he's like at that level. Him and Osen are like there, but I still think Osen is above him because he has more feats, and I haven't seen much from Shohei-kun.
Yeah, I mean, like I said,
I just think the way they think he's like at that level. You get me?
I mean, I can understand thinking that. Like I said, I didn't think he was as good as I currently think he is when he got his 99 intel buff. You know,
Hey, my boy.
you got to respect these 99ers out here.
I think you tripping Edez, but you cool people. But we'll see, man. I don't want to put you on the list. Like the baptism I'm gonna do by the end of this arc. You know, you've been cool with it. So, but like Tone, Twale, a side piece of Junkins. You know, it's some
Dude's like, I
baptism.
think Conky's top 5, and you're like, yo, you better watch yourself, Dez. I don't want to baptize you like I'm doing with everyone else.
Like, yeah, but I gotta go though. It was a good stream. Actually, a really nice discussion. I'm bad because the spoilers involved. My fault. We should have had that. I feel like
I'll
even if we had
I'll
the
just make
side
the title
tangent,
both chapters.
even if we had a side tangent, we still would have brought it up again. I think in the main discussion. But yeah. Anyways, peace out, guys. Thanks for having me in it.
Draco,
Yeah.
duck the questions.
Oh, I didn't even hear the questions. I was like, sorry, I'm kind of like sleepy as fuck right now.
It was
Just what
about
Conky gonna
Mobu versus Conky, like how you interpret Mobu's portrayal statements.
I know. I definitely interpret them like you said. I kind of felt like when you said you said my interpretation was kind of a reach, but let's say going off your interpretation, I do kind of think there's the amount of talent they have. Like whatever amount they reach to, they'll always have that that talent's got a cap, right? So like their talent, their peak talent is Hakuki Oki level. But then if they add weight and shit, maybe like experience, they can be higher than that.
So are you
Stop
saying
your
are
talent.
you saying they've already reached it or they haven't?
No, that the for Olsen he has, but then for Mobile he's still growing, right? So I feel like that's how I see it. It's not like, but then the way Mogu said it was kind of ambiguous. They can apply for both. Like like it's like it applies for like they've reached it already, and also they might reach it. He's just talking about their peak talent, whatever that peak is. He didn't really mention, but he's talking about their peak talent. Like, but then if you look at the context of what he was saying, because he was trying to compare how good they are at the moment to defend Skogi Pass, you'd assume that they both reached it. And based on talent alone, they're at these levels. So in the context of what he said, makes me assume they already reached it.
That is true, but then him
Yeah.
also mentioning their lack of weight, it could
Yeah.
also lead you to think that them with their weight reaches out there.
Is that talent? Yeah, exactly.
Because you can
weight
argue
is
like
talent.
even if they haven't reached it, the fact that their cap is that high like speaks for itself. Because like someone like Mobu, how many people would think that he's bare minimum equal to Oki? Like that's like the furthest you can downplay him is being equal to a monster like Oki. Like that's crazy.
I feel like Kaki is past Oki.
Ha ha ha.
Whoa.
And also, like, another question about Kaki. I just think this is like the perfect thing that could ever happen to me in terms of Kaki. Like, have Osen be watching in the sidelines while he narrates what
Bro,
Kaki
both
is doing.
finna sweep in and
I
kill
don't
his
know.
ass.
Like, you can kill him. I don't care. But like, he's gonna be a beastly. Like, you guys actually think him dying means anything? Like to anything? Really? He might not be number one. He can't keep growing. But then he still achieved the portrayal. Portrayal is so much better than feat just because of this. Like, you didn't have to do shit. All you have to do is like that statement, and you're there. You know, the feats will help, but then portrayal is so good.
But we already talked about the portrayal is like kind of muddy, or at least
Yeah.
like it's ambiguous. But like I said, I'm gonna wait until what actually he does, because I take into account portrayal, but I also like heavily base what I think based on how impressive I think the feats are, which is like
Yeah, 'cause it's probably the
interpretive,
short
but still at the same time, like I think I could be fairly consistent, and I just like to like see the substance behind it, like in shows where it's like this character's so smart and it has them like do stupid shit. Like I want them to say they're smart, and I want them to actually be smart.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think a Mobu versus Kaki discussion is warranted in the future.
We should
Oh,
do
that'd
it
be tough.
like I tell you what the handicap is, right? It's always like that crutch. Kaki's army. Like Kaki's army, we were talking about how Ohan did really well. Kaki's army is better than Yatama's. Like they got leveled up past Yatama to me in my head. So, but they
course
still
they do.
get more levels
course
up
they
in
do.
terms of what they do in this HQ. Because we always talk about like the number advantage. What's playing, but Kanki beating 240k people when he has a quarter of that. Like we gotta talk about that more, homie. The third of that, I mean, like that's just ridiculous to me.
He
That's just,
hasn't won yet. He hasn't won yet.
but look at, did you read what he said? He said that's his fatal mistake. Like he's dead. He dusted. I feel like more than likely he
Again, it
won.
depends on context, because I always don't give Yotamo full credit for Yoyu because of the way it panned out.
Oh yeah, definitely not.
I'll do
It was
the.
gas.
I'm doing something similar with Conky, because I think just because you have a strategy that happens to work out for a situation that has like crazy odds, it does not mean that like you can apply this to other situations with crazy odds.
Yeah, but I guarantee you it's not gonna be the similar to Ryu, because Ryu is literally such a, they add like the caveats to that. But what's the caveats here?
The caveat
Conky,
is that because of this specific strategy, he doesn't have to deal with the full brunt of their forces.
but
Which
that's
I'm
him circumventing it.
Yeah, but
though.
I'm saying because he can circumvent it in this situation doesn't mean you can give him the benefit of the doubt in like similar situations. But you know, there has to be a different method. But is there a possible method? I don't know.
Yeah, but it just shows you the genius of him being able to figure out a way to circumvent it. While Yatanwa, yes, he figured out a way to circumvent it, but he just kind of like on some Kisui's Rigon being there type of convenience almost. Like yeah, these
No,
guys.
it was a good plan from her.
Rose of I'm talking about the turning of, like the turning of people was kind of super easy. You know, getting to it that was hard, yeah. But the
Yeah, but
turning
she
of,
also took that into account.
yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. I'm not gonna. I think this feat is more about how hard the strategy is to come up with and figure out, rather than the numbers mattering.
And don't you think the portrayal for that is kind of already OD? Besides the little caveat that was added today, still was kind of OD, man. The one guy in the entire verse I cannot predict. Like Roboku ain't getting that shine. He has origins. Hyuk.
Eh,
Fucking hate oranges, man. Like I hate origins. Complete trash.
I
Just
know
for
you
power
do.
scaling. Just for power scaling, not because the actual this shit is pretty neat, but for power scaling, it's pretty ass.
But yeah, we
I
could.
think it's important to know what Kanki follows it up with. Now that he's behind them, I want to see what he does after.
He's laughing. There's like, this is like, that's why he's the best, like one of the best characters in the story. But shit like this, he just captures the attention of readers. He's such a beast. Like there's not a person that hates Kanki when they're reading him besides the way to Tokyo Hill. Like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, we love unpredictability.
I told this girl to read the story and she's catching up fast. Whatever. Yo, what's
I'm
the
out,
name?
y'all. Have a good one.
Yeah, peace out. And she's like,
Later.
Kanki's such a beast. I mean, they all don't like Osen too, but they'll end up liking Osen eventually.
Damn,
yeah,
you found your dream girl.
No,
That's crazy.
I don't know if she's my dream.
Damn.
She's a friend.
Oh, so you're
But
saying
then,
she's ugly? Say no more.
no, I don't know what she looks like. I'm talking too much. Whatever. Just keep it in the stream.
All right, whatever.